Good afternoon, everyone. Continuously, I'd like to give you a lecture, second part of the faith guidelines. Please focus on this main television. Faith is a spiritual devotion such as vow, fasting, and fundoke. I'd like to introduce the book, Oche Tuji. It's a Korean name. Oche Tuji is five parts of the physical body, they touch on the ground. It means when you're doing the bow, you kneel down on the ground, and then you touch your two hands on the ground, and finally your foot touch the ground. So five parts, your physical body touched on the ground when you're doing the bow. So Oriental her name is Han Kyung-hye, Oriental Overcoming Infantile Paralysis by doing 1,000 bow for the 30 years. Her name is Han Kyung-hye, have been doing 1,000 bow every day for paying indemnity of the ancestors, karma, sin. Gradually, she becoming normal physical body from her polio. She became well-known the person in the Korea. She climbed the Himalaya mountain, and now she came back to her hometown, and then she's teaching to the handicapped person for the giving hope and vision through her experience of life. Oche Tuji, this book describe her life of in the past. This book is her autobiography. When she was 3 years old, her mother and father divorced, and her mother really was difficult to survive without any living expense because of the she was divorced. So her mother had a very bad things to finish real life with all her two daughters. But before she committed the suicide, she decided to go to the Buddhist temple to meet the monk about consulting with her life. If she do not discover the reason why she have to live continuously, and then she finished her life. And then she applied to the Buddhist monk. Buddhist monk name is Songchul Sunim, Songchul Buddhist monk. But Buddhist monk asked her, if you want to meet me, you make 3,000 bow to the Buddha first. Then I will give you time. I will listen your life story. Then after heard about this Buddhist monk reply, she was really upset. How does the Buddhist monk say like this? I'm a suffering person. He's supposed to listen my suffering life, and she's supposed to give you some solution in my life. But she changed her mind, and then she completely did it 3,000 bow, and then finally Buddhist monk met her mother, Han Kyung-hye. So she explained about, she shared about her life. Why my life is such a tough? Why my life is suffering and painful? What is the cause of such a painful life and suffering, sorrowful? Because Buddhist monk said, before you born in the world, you have your ancestor, but you had a very, very bad ancestor. They made a lot of karma, a lot of sins. That is why you pay for pay back to your ancestors some sin. It is called indemnity. That's why you need to pay back of your karma of the ancestor. And then, Buddhist monk suggests the offering the bow every day, 1,000 bow. 1,000 bow every day is not easy. It takes around 7 hours in my experience. But she does not accept such a Buddhist monk suggestion. Why? I don't want. I want to die without doing such a suffering vow, 1,000 vow. And Buddhist monk said, so if you want to die, go ahead. I don't care. I just suggest. Whether you accept on my suggestion or not, it's up to you. And then finally she accepted. Because when she doing 1,000 vow every day, it is one of the time. Buddhist monk say, everybody die, whether they doesn't want to die or not. Everybody equality. Everybody die. But someone die early, someone die later. So it doesn't matter. You die earlier, whether you're suicide or committed suicide, it's okay. But everything is up to you. So if you do not change your thinking and change your mind, you're going to more worse situation. So he changed his mind, and then 한경에, and then her mother started the 1,000 vow every day. Then finally, their life developed. They paid their indemnity, and they got many of frustration, many of the obstacles. Because of the 한경에, she's a handicapped person, infantile paralysis. So how could she do vow easily? It's not easy. But finally, she make it, and then now she become the famous woman. The point is, the reason why I introduced this woman is, even she's not unification member, she's not blessed member, but if she accomplish her such a spiritual devotion, spiritual condition, then heavenly fortune come to her. So God is fair all over the worldwide population. So even they do not know God, even they do not know spiritual world, even they do not know true parents, if they make such a spiritual condition, heavenly fortune come to them. It's fair. The unification law, universal rule is fair. Is really equality. So this is why I introduce to you. So if you make some 40-day fasting or 1 day every day, the 1,000 vow, it is more powerful. And you will get the spiritual blessing, spiritual heavenly fortune after you complete such a condition. Also, I'd like to share about another successful story after the spiritual devotion, after receiving the heavenly fortune. When I was Russia, Northeast, the regional director, I heard about this story. Khabarovsk Church was created by some dedication, spiritual devotion. The story began since 2005. Oleg Kuzmin, 2005, church leader. He was assigned the church leader Khabarovsk Church, 2005. But he used to be the Bible prayer. His height is very tall, over 2 meters. But the Khabarovsk Church is very small apartment. So as soon as she arrived at the church and prayed, he felt to build the church, Khabarovsk. And after the Sunday service, she shared about his plan to construct the Khabarovsk church to the member. But member doesn't agree with his suggestion because, the monthly donation come out the $200. So it doesn't make sense. With such a small amount of money, $200 per month, how could they start the construction of the church? So that's why the member doesn't agree with this suggestion of by the Habarov's church, Oleg Kuzumin. But Oleg Kuzumin, he never frustrated. He prayed to God, I will make it this plan. Please help me. After this, prayer condition, he went to the fundraising to the Switzerland. And for 40 days, he made a quite big money. And he came back to Habarov's church then to share about his, experience. But he made some public, church account, and then he put it about 4,000 euro to the public, the bank account of the church. And then he explained, whether you accept or not my suggestion to construct the church of the Havarovs, I continuously put in the money in the public bank. So please, even $1 is okay. If you moved your mind, please send this account, and then someday future we will make it our wish, such as constructing the church of the building of Khabarovsk. Then every, the member is only 45 members. Little by little, they are moving, and they accept the church leader's suggestion, such as build the church. And then they start the 40-day 정상 condition, second time 40-day 정상 condition, and then they finally, make it some special, some event. As you know, this woman, this picture, right side, her name is Ludmila. She was retired principal of the elementary school. When she had a birthday party, she invited many of the, her disciple of the church school, and then disciple make a party for her, and then they're sharing about their memory of the school in her guidance of the teaching, and then finally, they made a good, party. One of the disciple, who is a businessman, before he left the home, he offered a donation to her. I didn't prepare the gift for you, but I prepared a little cash to you. Please use this money for your real life. If you want to buy gift, just buy and then just enjoy with this small money. But after that, everybody left. She opened up the envelope, but she's surprised because of there's a huge money, $10,000. So she's surprised, and then she called to a businessman who is a disciple of hers. Then she explained, "Oh, this is too much. I don't accept this big money. And how do you get this money?" And then her disciple, businessman, explained, "Don't worry. I made this money with my business, but I don't have a time to spend with a meaningful life. But I really trust you. You can this money with a public, some meaningful, some life donation or investing, whatever." Then the Ludmila explained about her church plan. "We have a plan to construct the building of a church. Can I use this money?" And then the businessman, "It's okay, it's up to you. But one thing, if you do not, notice my name, I don't want to notice my name." And then this condition only a businessman provide to her. So then she accepted. And then the problem is not only this one time, the other time also this businessman bring this money to her for 3 years. So every month this businessman donate to her $10,000. Do you know how much the first year? Total money is $327,000. So finally, they made this church. So this is a very important, the case. When you make a foundation of faith, as you know, in the Divine Principle Part 2, they emphasize key point, how Messiah come. If the fallen leader, they make a foundation of faith, foundation of substance, God send the Messiah to the world. The Messiah make a God's nation, God's world, right? So make a foundation of faith is to receive the heavenly fortune, same as. So foundation of faith requires the three conditions, as you know. First, what's this? Center figure. Second, the condition. Third, is a period. So when the Noah, he was the center figure. He received the command from God. So condition is built the ark on the top of the mountain, and the period 120 years he spent it. When Noah made the foundation of faith, also Noah's family helped the Noah. Even sometimes they complain. So they united the foundation of substance. Cain and Abel, they unite under the command of the God. So they made the foundation of faith, foundation substance. Then God judged the 40-day flood. When the Noah accomplish his portion of responsibility. Same. So when the Moses, he was the center figure to lead the Israelites in the wilderness, Exodus. So he made a 40-day condition. This is condition. Period in the 48. And then he received the 10 commandments when he completed the foundation of faith, foundation of substance. He received the 10 commandments. Same as like this. So how about church centered on the center figures are 원래 꾸준히 condition is morning fasting 120 day 경배 90minute 훈독회. This condition and period of 40 day over the 120 day, the miracle happened. Foundation of substance centered on the the church leader, all the members, Cain and Abel, united under their plan. The spiritual move. The heavenly parents sent this spiritual man, Ludmilla's. Then he donated the $10,000 for 3 years. So this is the formula how to move the heavenly fortune. In your real life, you need to check it out whether heavenly fortune exists or not after the making foundation of faith, foundation of substance. And the life of faith is very exciting, very challengeable. This is very important. So that's why I share about this story. Also, I'd like to share about this case, car accident. One of the Brazilian member, they talk about their experience. One of the member, he went to the fundraising a little far away from the Sao Paulo, and then after that fundraising, he was the way of the coming back to the Sao Paulo in the expressway, but there was a heavy rain, but there was a big trailer that fell down beside his car, like you can see this picture. This is the expressway highway, but the fell down his car, our member's car. Our member's car like crash because of the big trailer fell down top of his car. So everybody thought this driver of car maybe died, but actually he was survived. He was not injured seriously, but a little scratch of his body. And then television news broadcast reporter came to a hospital to interview with him. How could you survive in such a big, the car accident? traffic accident. He explained true parents. He showed the true parents picture. This, true parents protect me. When, the big trailer fall down to my car, I saw the big light came to me. Then I don't remember what happened. But when I wake up, I was in the hospital. So he explained his life of some traffic accidents. The point is, even he always sincerity, he offered 30% of the income in his fundraising for the church, for the nation, for the missionary. 30% donate when he make it the fundraising. Such a condition was the protector his life of the way back to the Sao Paulo. Also, he all the way to the Hundoke before he goes to the fundraising, all the way pray and then Hundoke, and then make a spiritual devotion. Such a condition protected his life. This is a real life. That is why faith, it is very important.